Hi guys, so it's Joe once again, and this video is kind of very interesting. This video is going to be teaching you how to get your first 100,000 impressions on LinkedIn and how this LinkedIn impressions can lead to you getting clients via LinkedIn. So the goal of this video or the whole template is that I'm going to be teaching you how to create content on LinkedIn in the next 30 days. Not just creating content on LinkedIn, but so that the content will be able to help you achieve goals, just like I have done for myself. And people always say LinkedIn is very difficult. You don't know how to create content. It's because you don't know the process to creating content. It's really easy. By spending like 2 hours every week on LinkedIn, you can generate up to 100,000 impressions, lots of likes, lots of engagement, and at the same time, you will be able to get lots of potential clients that will be reaching out to you. So if you are a professional, whether you are a newbie, you're an intermediate, you're an expert, I want you to watch this video to the end. It's not going to be a very long video, but I will try as much as possible to be thorough with the process that you need to take in order to ensure that you generate content on LinkedIn in the next 30 days without having to break a sweat, and at the same time so that you will be able to get lots of potential clients. So let me start from here. This is, if you're watching me, this is for the templates that I created. I already have my 30 days content created for LinkedIn for November already, and it just took me like 2 days to create it. And I'm going to be sharing how to do it too. Before you think about creating a content on LinkedIn, the first thing that you need to do is to do what I call service positioning. And I have this website link. So if you are watching this video, it's obvious that you need to also check out this website link. I'm going to drop it um in the link to this video on YouTube. So as you're watching the video on YouTube, just check for the link. I'll put it in front of service positioning. Service positioning means you need to describe what you do so that you'll be able to know who your target audience is. This service positioning template is kind of very old. I made this thing about 2 years ago. And you can watch the video to understand the summary of everything I wrote here, but you need to first define what you do. And to define what you do, look at this year. This was 2 years ago. I wrote define what you do. I teach freelancers, agency owners how to secure multiple clients and win deals. Then the next thing is to also list out the pain points that your potential clients face. If you're a marketer, define what you do. Then list out the problems that the people you want to solve their problems for, list out the problems they face, then list their biggest objections, then write out what you offer and probably the time frame it takes for you to actually get them results. If you are doing freelance, if you're not doing freelance, no need to write time frame. But it is important that you break down who exactly your ICP is. ICP is just ideal customer profile. And for you to be able to do that, you need to be able to understand who your target audience is. People call it target audience, but actually it's called ICP, ideal customer profile. So once you've done this, I mean, since you have this link, you will definitely understand what this means. It just means that before you think about creating content on LinkedIn, you first come here and you have listed what you do and also the people you want to reach out to, like the pain points they face. I would also encourage that you optimize your LinkedIn profile. Just write your bio, every other thing there. I mean, it does not really affect if you want to create content, but ensure that the basic things are met first. You have a very solid LinkedIn profile, optimized your name, what you do, and then you are following as many people within your industry and probably like you've connected with some of them already by just sending connection requests. That's just simple. So ensure that you have a decent amount of follows to actually kickstart this journey. So once you've done this, that you have your ideal customer profile set, the next thing you need to do is to do what I call stealing content ideas, right? How did I create these ideas? It was just simple. I stole content ideas. What I did was since I know the problem I am solving, like the pain point of the people I'm solving their problem, I had to go look for people that are similar, doing similar to what I'm doing, and that they probably have lots of followers already, or they have lots of content already. So a few ways I went to, there is this lady called Adeife Adeoye. She offers content similar to what I does. And I said I do rather. And then she has a company page called Remote Work Her. So what I just did was I just came to their company page, Remote Work Her, right? And I started checking out their posts one after the other. Remember that this is a brand that offers the same, like similar content to what I'm doing. Please get me very correctly. Whatever it is you're doing, there are people that are already ahead of you that are offering the same service, right? Or like that are well versed in it, or that know as much as you do in it. So instead of you trying to think around how am I going to come up with content ideas, just steal their content ideas. So what I did here was I just checked the content ideas here, look at the content ideas, then I checked the comment section for each of the content ideas, and I looked for the comments that are like sort of like really rare for them to get answers to. For instance, some of the comments here, I'm sure that probably this page might not have answers to them. So what I just did was I came here. I'm going to share this template with you. Also, in this video, check out, there are a couple of links I'm going to share. I'm going to share these templates that you can just copy and duplicate on Notion and start using. So expect that you're going to have this template, and I'm going to explain how you're going to use it. Everything is just going to be really easy for you to do. So I was checking out the question. As I was checking out the questions, I started writing them down here. If you see, let me. So I started writing the questions down. Here, content idea. Where to look for a remote job, how to create a portfolio. So based on the questions I was seeing people ask on this page, I started writing them down for my content ideas. Mind you, this is not the only person that is offering this similar value. So what I did was I also went to TikTok, and I followed, like I currently follow some people that offer similar value to what I offer. So I was checking their TikTok pages. I was looking at the videos they were making, and then some of the topics they were talking about. I just wrote them down. And I also checked out for the questions their audience were asking. So if you're a designer, for instance, now go and check popular designers, check their page, look out for the case studies or the things that they talked about. If you're a writer, go to popular writers page, look out for the things they talk about, then pay attention to the comment section, the conversations. That is where to steal content ideas. So the goal of this is just to help you create 30 different content ideas within 30 minutes. You can create 30 different content ideas within 30 minutes, or let's say 1 hour, easily by stealing content ideas. And when you have it, the next thing you need to do is to break down the content ideas into different type of content. So I have remote work here, personal development, career journey, case study, videos. So you might necessarily not even use video, but the few things that are really important for you is, I mean, when I share this template, I don't expect that you use the same topics. You might have your own different niche, but this is how it follows. The reason why I have remote work is the content, the value I'm giving is around remote work. And also I talk about personal development, I talk about career journey, and then I have case studies to offer. Do you understand? So it's just simple. In 30 minutes, you've come up with a lot of content ideas. The next thing is to break them down into 4 or 5 different types. And since you're like a professional in that niche, you will definitely know that, okay, let me talk about design. Let me talk about ideas. Let me talk about implementation. Let me talk about this. Let me talk about that. So that way, you've been able to break down the content ideas into different things you want to talk about. So technically, in 2 hours, you've sat down and you've been able to come up with 4 or 5 different breakdowns of the content ideas you want to talk about. That's one. 2, you've also been able to have like a lot of content ideas. I follow a lot of people on Instagram that it was just easy for me to just be scrolling through their page, and I was like, okay, yeah, this person. Let me check out this person's page. And as I was checking out the page, I was noting the content ideas down, and I wrote everything. So that's that for writing the content I am for generating content ideas. Now to write the LinkedIn post and make it easy, I have like a template that you can also use. So like I said, I'm going to share the link to the service positioning. This link would help you break down to choose the service you want to offer and to understand the people you want to reach out to, because that's where you start your journey from. Then the next thing is to follow pages, follow people that are giving value around what you want to give, and just steal their content ideas. Look at the questions people are asking, look at the conversations, and then write as many as possible. Then the next thing is to break it down into 4 or 5 different just to ensure that there is case study, because the reason for having case study is so that you will have lots of engagements, but break it down into 4 or 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then career journey is me here talking about different things I learned in my career. Personal development is on how I build myself. Remote work is on value for people in the remote industry. Case studies are like templates that I'm giving out. For instance, this video you're watching is part of the case study. You can see here templates that will get you 30K days and impression. And if you want to learn how to create LinkedIn posts that takes minutes, because my LinkedIn posts are very easy, right? They take minutes for me to write. Since you're like specialized in that niche, you know exactly what you're doing. Since you've written the topic ideas, just come here and then you don't have to ensure that your LinkedIn contents are too long. And that's why I created this thing called SOP for LinkedIn. So look at it. Most of my content are between 200 to 400 words on LinkedIn. Your content should not be more than 200 to 400 words on LinkedIn. So if you want to ask that, how can I create LinkedIn posts? I don't know how to write very well. Just write like you talk. For instance, you're an expert at what you do, right? So just write like you're talking to somebody. Somebody's in front of you. LinkedIn does not require writing big English. See how I write it. It's just like I'm talking to one person that I know that needs the value. And I created this SOP for LinkedIn, which I'm going to be sharing with you too. It's also the third link I'm going to be sharing. It's a content guideline for writing on LinkedIn, which has helped me generate 128,000 impressions on LinkedIn in August, over 600 comments. So your LinkedIn content must, the third phase and final phase now. Your LinkedIn content must start with a powerful hook. Pay attention to the first sentence. They are either controversial or thought-provoking or hit the bull on the eyes approach. When you open this link, you will see, here's how I create my hooks. After writing my content, I look at the video content, I look at the fact that everyone is aware of. And when I mention it, I say something controversial. For instance, I say, if your LinkedIn feed is boring and irrelevant, follow this simple hack to make it very valuable. Now, you might remember that I already have like the content ideas. So by the time I write each content idea, I expand on the content idea. I ensure that I go back and change the hook. The hook is the first sentence. It has to be something that is intriguing, controversial, something that would make people want to open it to the end. So I said, take this remote job cheat code for free if you are struggling to land a job. So the pain point here is, if you're struggling to land a job, I ensure that in this SOP, I ensure that I mention that you need to talk about the pain points in the hook. Do you understand? So that's how you go about the hook. Let me open another content that I wrote. I've written many of them already, so let me use another one to show as an example. Freelancing is the worst way to start a career. You might suffer. So the pain point is, freelancers sometimes suffer, or some freelancers suffer. So anybody that is a freelancer that reads this will be like, okay, let me even see what this guy is up to, right? Let me see what this guy is up to. And since I'm suffering as a freelancer, let me see if what this guy is offering is going to be very valuable to me. Also, let's check one more. If you don't have a remote job and you want to make your first $500 per month remote job, read this post. It's simple, straightforward, but I talked about the pain point, which is the fact that you are suffering from making your first $500. And then I wrote, right. You can see that it's not long. So this is the SOP for LinkedIn. One, ensure you have start with a very, very great hook. I gave examples. Two, it must be within 150 to 300 words. Exception should be above 300 words, but it must be within 150 to 300 words. Most times my posts are around 200 to 400 actually, but for a starter, you don't have to say too much, right? And I gave example of how to go about it. Then a sentence should not be more than 3 lines. If it is, start another sentence. From the screenshot below, you will notice the lines are between 1 and 3. 2, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2. Don't use 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. It doesn't give beauty. Don't use 1, 1, 1. I explain what I mean by that. Like, in my posts, I don't write because some people on LinkedIn write one line, so that it make it easier for people to read, but it does not make sense. It's not looking beautiful. So ensure that you use probably one line, 2 lines in the next sentence, 3 lines in the next sentence, one line back again, or just mix it. For instance, I use 2, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2 instead of 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, or 2, 2, 2, 2, or 3, 3, 3, 3. Look at the post here. I started with, it does not in any way help in getting a job. I mean, I didn't start with it. I just copied from the middle of the post. This is 2, 1, 3, 3, 3, 1, 2. So it makes it easier for someone to see it at a glance and want to read. Your formatting should be beautiful. Your content should be scannable in 30 seconds. End with a CTA. If the content is getting too long, let it have a part 2. So I give a link to Notion of my previous LinkedIn posts. Yeah, so I also put the link to where you can get lots of content ideas. So, I mean, technically, if you want to get 100K impressions on LinkedIn and lots of inbounds, ensure that the content you're talking about addresses their pain point. And that is why you have to first start with this service position. You want to understand the pain points. Then when you've done this, now go and look for people that are actually giving out content in this line. Since you are in that field, you will know the people that are giving out content. And since you're good at it, you understand the value. So instead of you thinking about the content ideas yourself, you've been able to solve the problem by writing over 20 to 30 different content ideas here, right? And once you have this, the next thing is to spend like 2 hours every weekend to write for the entire week. I can bet that you can even write 60 contents in a month, because for me, I'm writing 2 contents per day on LinkedIn. So I'm writing 60 contents in a month, actually. So I'm posting 2 contents per day. So this is how to create a LinkedIn content that can actually get you 100K impressions. I can guarantee that by the time you start posting, let's just say 1 per day, 2 might be too much for you since you're just starting and you don't probably enjoy writing. I enjoy writing. 1 per day makes sense. And then try to ensure that you follow this stuff. Check out the links, everything, and then you are on your way to posting consistently on LinkedIn. If you have other questions, you can drop the questions. In the meantime, you can check out previous videos I've made. I've made a video on how to join Slack channels, how to get jobs. Subscribe to this channel, turn on post notification. I have some other templates, how to get your first $1,000 in 30 days. I'm going to be dropping a template on how to go about that too. So please follow this channel, share it with your friends. Let's all grow and make money. Bye. All right, guys. Yeah, so that's the end of the video. Till we see in the next video. Keep winning.